Hey everyone, welcome. Today, an uplifting story. Hilarious adventures to make you laugh. Seeing Jin with serious injuries, Mandarin was flustered, could only disinfect quickly. Thankfully Dad returned. He started stitching right away. Jin grunted in pain as needle pierced skin by surgery's end. He was nearly out cold. Dad lamented Jin was plight due to protecting that guy. We better keep Jin calm tonight. Dad told Tianjing to stay nearby. Since he fell off a cliff without breaking a bone, it seems his body is quite steady. But hey, it was getting late. I'll walk you home. Mandarin noticed the coldness and wondered why Rugby didn't tell Tianjing the truth. The kid resents me. Not that I blame him because I abandoned him and his mom. But I think it's for the best, Master. Maybe my neglect will make him stronger. At least it'll help him survive on the grasslands. But you're mistaken. Staying strong alone won't cut it. Tianjing desperately needs love right now. After all, he lost his mother. I just want a bit of dad love. Everyone's interpretation of fatherly love is different. Late at night, Jin felt the wound burning, nearing madness. Seeing this, Tianjing was at a loss. He wanted to wake Dad, but the words caught in his throat. Suddenly, he remembered the flute Mom left him as a kid. Whenever he was anxious, she would play a tune, and magically, that melody always comforted him. Before he realized, Tianjing was in tears, and the previously restless Jin began to calm down. Tianjing's father was already moved to tears by the memories. The next morning, both the Tibetan ducks were awake and could eat normally that day, but Jining was still wary. Mandarin told Tianjing Jining wouldn't eat unless from a trusted person. This kind of wariness is hard to eliminate, but if it doesn't eat, how will it get better? Don't worry. I'm not your enemy, I'm a friend. Tianjing, don't rush. Look how delicious this food is, too risky. Master Tianjing patiently reassured Jining, but unexpectedly, Jining suddenly bit down and sniped the meat. Luckily, Jining didn't bite Tianjing hard, just a minor wound. Seeing Jining eat, the boy smiled. That day, Wallace suddenly burst into the tent and almost blurted out, human in his urgency. Turns out, the Duck King brought his crew to find that guy from the other night. After some dog language exchanges, that guy turned his head and walked away. Just when everyone thought he was about to bail, he suddenly barked at the tent, then returned to Jining. Mandarin realized he didn't hate her. He had actually grown fond of him. After everything they went through, Jining began to trust Tianjing and was willing to help herd sheep every day. Time flew by, and Nopu became good friends with Tianjing. Nopu was in awe of Tianjing for taming Jining. They decided to name Jining Doji Yonchai, which is the name of a legendary stone from the Kunlun Mountains, and Jining sparkled like gold. Tianjing excitedly shouted at Jining, who looked up. However, peaceful day soon ended with something shocking. That day, Dad went to the neighboring village for a house call and found everyone murdered, with strange hair from an unknown creature at the scene. What's weirder is that Doji sneaks out late at night while everyone is fast asleep, and the turning point involves a gang of robbers. Faji told his brother Jai Liu that he's done with being a robber because he fell in love with Liu Qin from the grasslands. Although Jai Liu loathed this behavior, he still let his brother go. The next day, Faji set up a tent with his beloved. It's so nice to live with you. We can quietly live like this, without being robbers. This is truly fantastic. All thanks to your assistance. Is your brother still mad? I'll understand one day. What's that sound? Don't move. Stay here. Faji picked up his rifle and cautiously followed. To his horror, his new cattle lay in blood. Suddenly, a giant shadow loomed. The blood-red eyes and sharp teeth were terrifying. By the time Jai Liu found his brother's place, it was too late. Faji and Liu Qian were both dead, and the scene perfectly matched what Tianjing's father had seen. It was suddenly everyone's gaze turned towards Doji, who was suspicious and not far away. His henchman promptly reported to Jai Liu that this dog had only recently appeared in the vast grassland. Now it was with Rugby's son, Tianjing. Jai Liu stormed towards Rugby's tent, demanding he hand over Doji. Because Dorji killed Faji, Chenjing argued passionately that Dorji wouldn't, but the evidence was that the dog was found next to his brother's body. When Ragba refused to hand over Dorji, his henchman threatened Mediolomu. Just when Jailuo was about to cause a scene, Elder Tiling timely intervened. Recently, some bizarre happenings had truly been occurring on the grassland, and the number of such incidents was increasing, but it couldn't yet be confirmed that it was Dorji's doing. The elder allowed Jailuo and his group to steal because he never harmed people on the grassland. The elder's implication was that if Jailuo crossed the line, he would be driven off the grassland. If I were really expelled, I can't cope with the life of wandering everywhere. Please help me out, Chief, you jerk. Seeing this situation, Jailuo had no choice but to leave, but Dorji's fate would depend on how the villagers